everybody, another episode of Pump the Brakes. Today we are at the Jekyll Fab shop because we want to revisit the LS Unimog.
Keep in mind, this is probably, I'm like 100% kind of sure maybe, that this is the only LS swapped Unimog 404 on planet Earth.
We are going to address the overheating issue by making a fan shroud because we are very serious about getting the LS Unimog to LS Fest with West this year. So we have just over 2 months. Let's make some progress. Come on, baby. Let's go.
So we've been cleaning the shop a lot lately, and we installed 2 more hoists, and that led to us dumping shit out here, and then it got snowed on, and now the snow has melted, and it looks like a landfill. So I'm gonna go grab the general, we're gonna move this stuff, and then we'll get the Mog in the shop. So if you remember, the LS Mog has 2 fuel pumps, 1 for each tank. And I believe 1 might be dead. We don't know which one, but I'm pretty sure 1 pump is dead. So that's something else on the list that we gotta fix. Got it. Yeah, that's better, eh? It's in the shop now. We're going to make a fan shroud today. I think that's it. Pop the hood, measure radiator, come up with some rudimentary plan, draw it in CAD, cut it on the plasma table, TIG weld it, install it. And then we'll go for a drive. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
What part are you excited about?
The drive.
All right.
Oh wow, that sucks. Not as easy as I'd hoped. You know what's easier is an electric fan.
Is it ever easy?
Well, the radiator is centered-ish. The engine is not.
Oh.
And it's also like
Weird
way
build-up.
higher. I was hoping to build like this like really nice formed, beautiful flowy shaped fan shroud that would get us what we need, but the offset is just so crazy. I think we're gonna make like a circle and a rectangle and connect them because otherwise this is gonna be too hard to do. Got it. Okay, I got a plan. No, I don't. I got a light now. Should we just try an electric fan?
Potentially. Do we
Yeah.
have one?
We usually do. I think
We'll
we just
probably
put
go
it. We
get
just put one
one.
on the 40 Chev, right? That was my spare fan. You would just like shove it through the core, all janky like, and then put one of those janky like temperature probes on it.
Yeah, all the janks.
Yeah, jankcity.org. I like engine-driven fans. Engine-driven fans always work better because like an electric fan, it flows 1350 CFM. I think is usually what we get for a 16-inch, and that's all they flow. Right, that's it. But then an engine-driven fan, it flows that at like 1,000 RPM, and it just keeps going up and up and up, and they do way more. So the heavier you load the engine, the higher the RPMs, the more cooling you get. Whereas with an electric fan, you just get more heat. So not as bueno. Fan is lower than this cross member here, but then the radiator is also lower than the cross member here. So I have to like make the shroud come up over this cross member. But if I put an electric fan, it would just like right into place and be awesome. Electric fan, what do you think?
I think it makes the most sense at this point to
I think
do
it's easy,
electric.
yeah. I don't know if this ECM can run an electric fan because it'd be nice if I could use like an ECM output to run it. But maybe for today we just mount an electric fan. Sure would be easy. Let's mount an electric fan. Oh, the electric fan, like I used to have one and I just shoved it on the 40 Chev. Let's go see how that's, it's not even wired today, I think. Stay.
This is my 40 Chev. It's pretty cool, right? It's got a 3.5 liter Atlas 5-cylinder in it. We did this whole swap. It's engine, trans, and rear axle from an 06 Chevy Colorado or GMC Canyon, one of the two. And we did the whole swap in 1 week. Check it out. How cool is that? There's a fan. It's actually one of the good flex lights too. Same one I have on my hot rod, I think. I'll take this one.
It's here.
So are we really gonna go to an electric fan in the Mog?
Yep.
Okay, you said so. This is your idea.
I don't want to be the one to blame later when you're not happy with it.
It work, are we really happy? I'm using my finger eyes. There you go. Uh-oh. There you go. Fan. Found. This one was set up as a pusher. Pushers are way less efficient because they're in their own way. And then pullers are a more efficient way. This is what the internet tells me anyway. So we actually have room for both ways, kind of. But I think we're going to set it up as a puller. I think when you make it a puller, though, you have to flip the blade over or something, right? Maybe this one isn't interchangeable. What do you think? It doesn't look like the blade would swap. Should we Google it? That
Yep.
would be a problem. You see the blades are curved, right? So they're only efficient one way. So this one wants to push air that way. We want the blade flipped and then the polarity switched, but I don't know if it will. So it says puller. Dang it. They might actually be one direction only, like that band with that guy. No luck. I don't think they have them anymore. Okay, we boned. What are we gonna do? Look, your electric fan idea sure turned into shit.
Told you.
You know, this electric fan doesn't fit either because this cross member's in the way. It doesn't wedge in there. This is a pusher. I wonder if it would fit as a pusher on the other side. Then we have the right fan. Man, the heater hoses are in the way. Oh, look at that. This might just be the answer. Okay. Was that our answer?
Something we can try.
It is an answer. I think we should do it. We don't really have any way to control this fan yet, but we could just totally janky it onto like, oh look, power right there. Right, we just stick it on that and go for a drive. Okay. You know they make like a kit for these things that you just like push through the core. Those are like, I don't really like the idea of that. What do you think? You're like, is it quick? On a trailer, this thing would be fucking tall. Won't it?
Yep.
It's already tall. Wonder what the legal, what's the legal limit? 13 feet, 13 and a half feet, something like that? My ADHD is kicking in again. How tall is this thing? It's only like 9.5 feet. Only. Okay, so the problem I'm having is that it's slammed up tight against the radiator right now, and it's already tight. And if we bolt it on, the bolt heads will be in the core, so we have to space it off the radiator a little bit for the bolt heads, otherwise we'll put holes in the rad, which we don't want. And if it does that, then it's going to be into the grill and it won't fit anymore.
So should we get
So do we janky mount it?
the jank mount?
I could janky mount it. Or do we make it a fan shroud? Man, what a roller coaster. Okay, let's take this radiator out and zip tie it. Man, I feel kind of guilty because you're pointing a camera at me and I'm about to do something janky.
Yeah, so be like the rest of us, Jared. Welcome to simple.
Just do it janky?
Yes.
Is that the answer? I sure like the idea. Well, do you know what? Like, we're actually kind of pressed for time to get this thing done and the hot rod done and prove that it's worthy of going to Vegas. So, you know what? Let's just get it
Whatever you
done.
need to justify it to yourself.
That's what I'm doing. you're listening. Okay, let's drain it.
I was like, could the problem be there was no coolant? Oh my god.
So where'd all the coolant go? See how hot it got there, because it sprayed coolant everywhere.
We did overheat it before we parked it.
Yeah,
Remember?
it was
Pissing coolant everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, not too big. So there was coolant in it. Funny is, we did our last MOG video, and every single person on the internet is a MOG expert, apparently. And so I offended some people, because I did something to a Unimog that was not in the owner's manual. Which I think is hilarious, because I'm not a purist when it comes to anything. Nothing is off the table, cut anything up. They're just cars. And more so, they're my cars. So I can do whatever the hell I want to them. In the comment section, some like Euro boomers telling me that they're the smartest MOG person on earth and that I can't do 102 kilometers an hour with this thing. I've done 102 kilometers an hour with this thing. With a little downhill. Yeah, there's more coolant in there than I think that's green. Or just plugged. That's good, right? Look at all that coolant coming out of there.
And it's the right color.
It is the right color. And it's a liquid, which is better than last year. Okay, 2 bolts and then it's out, I think. Oh, look at that, cool feature. I don't remember doing that. I wouldn't say it was full of coolant, but based on how much we lost on the last road test, I would say it probably was full enough prior to the overheating. Look at that JK on there. What a cool thing. I probably didn't do that. Okay, I was hoping that would fit right on there. You ready for the next phase of the roller coaster?
Oh gosh.
It doesn't fit.
Can you trim it?
I mean, there is a spinning thing inside of it, Adrian. This way I could probably trim it. I could probably trim that. Man, it's just like the janky idea just gets jankier and jankier as we go. Not super stoked.
Let's do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I feel like you're sabotaging me right now.
Just working on your mental health.
There are ways to improve this, and we're doing the dumbest one.
Well, do you want to see if it works?
No, I want to fix it today.
All right. Okay, all right. Just trying to say hi. All right,
Basically, if we were to shave like a straight line between those,
Oh yeah.
it would be ideal. And that would still clear the fan, no problem, I think. Yeah, it would.
Tell me how you feel about this.
I was thinking, I want to do this, okay? Just carefully putting this thing into that, like a G.I. Joe. Like one of those plastic army dolls, they do it. Oh, you haven't seen that? There's a YouTube channel that literally all they do is feed things into belt sanders.
Yeah, definitely haven't seen that. Is it on that boys channel you follow?
No. Boys channel, that sounds perverted. Oh, weird. Why did the fan not fix your overheating issue, Jared? Oh, well, I took it to a grinder first. It is close. Like if I formed it, it fits. See? That's not the worst. Okay, let's try something else. Because what's happening now is by grinding any deeper, I'm getting into this ring, and I don't want to actually take that part off because I don't need to go in there. So I'm going to attempt to cut that with like a hand grinder or something. So I'm going to try the quiet one. Okay, you think of this? I like this. Is that it fitting? Oh yeah, that's fitting. Charm. What do you think the internet's going to say about this?
Who cares? care.
I wonder if I have one of the kits that just pokes through it. Transmission
Two and
cooler.
Winnie.
Oh, they have 2 in Winnie, and they're cheap. Okay, should we go get one? Run out to get janky fan clip things. They're 13 bucks. I'll invest that. It's already 4 o'clock. We gotta hurry up, otherwise we're not gonna have it pay off during daylight. Where are we?
Marco.
Lordco. That's a Western Canadian thing for all you guys watching at home. All right, we got it. This is better than zip ties according to Flexolite. I always do zip ties, but the cool thing is because it was such a tight fit against the core, these aren't actually holding the weight of the radiator or of the fan anymore, right? It's actually gonna be sitting on that core, on that lip, like on the end tank. And then these are just to hold it tight. So it'll probably last a few years. We have coolant at the shop, right?
Should.
That didn't sound confident.
Because I don't know what's on that back shelf. I know we have some flavor of coolant.
Do you get instructions?
Maybe.
Now I just want to know if there is a right way.
It tells you how to do it on the
Oh,
front.
son of a bitch. Look at that instructions on the package. I've literally never done that. Oh, see, they want the rubber vibration pad between the fan and the radiator core. Because these things have tabs that click into these for mounting them. But then they also have these holes that I always just shove 1/4-inch bolts through them. But I think they're for this. Isn't that crazy? Doing it right?
Sounds good.
Just shove it right through there. Think one pusher fan's gonna do it?
In this weather, for sure.
Yeah, you're always my, like, optimistic, without knowledge person. Okay, it's in. It clears so far, so that's pretty rad. I don't know how these things are supposed to go together. I don't think these were stock Unimog, to be honest. Maybe they are. No, those look way too new to be from this thing. Yeah, I think I need your help again.
Okay.
Go up there. See the bolt that's being pushed up and down?
Yep.
You need to push it down.
Just have to try and reach it.
You are doing a horrible job. Okay, forget it. Now we're on to a new problem.
What?
We need to tighten the bolts again. But you need to not move the radiator around while we do it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you can go underneath there. It's really easy.
Okay.
Grab that wrench.
Ranch.
Oh, this is way harder. Uh-oh. Now there's a fan in the way.
Now you see how I could not reach?
There wasn't a fan last.
What do we have to do?
We are going to put the rat hoses back on. We're gonna put some coolant in it, and then Robert's your mother's brother. We're gonna have to do something with these wires. Like we have to come up with, a plan. I wonder what all these relays are. It's like, why do we have 3? Oh, fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2, and ignition. Never mind.
Didn't even give me a chance to answer you.
Yeah, obviously you knew that was fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2, and ignition. It appears full. I mean, stop taking it. Could have vacuum filled it, I guess, but I didn't. Should have vacuum filled it. Okay, I gotta clean this floor up before Layla gets into it. Scroll it out. Thank you. Speed scrub, get at me. I want a battery powered one. Where are we at? You gotta wire up that thing?
Yep.
But what are we gonna wire it to? Right, if I were just to go straight to like one of these, it's already on an ignition on a relay, so it basically just turns on with the key. Oh well, let's do that for now. I'm confident that the main power wire can handle it. I'm not super confident that the main ground can handle it. This is temporary. Don't eat me alive in the comments.
Or do, I don't care. So in theory, that positive is now hot and ready to pop a fuse when I do something stupid. That's the wrong way. That popped the fuse. So everybody knows when a fuse pops, it just means you need a bigger one. So spike to get the fan spinning is more, and that's where it pops. Oh, look at it, it's spinning the other fan, it's moving so much air. Key off. Uh-oh. It didn't key off.
It's perma hot.
Oh. Dang it. All right, well, I just see what I did wrong. Okay, this half of the fuse block is constant power. This half of the fuse block is key on power. So the problem is I don't have any extra this side of the fuse blocks.
Well, we can unplug the fuse for today. Let's see if
That's
it
what we're gonna do for today. So,
clearly a temporary fix.
yeah. Okay, so let's finish these connections up a little bit. Just a little bit better than that. They're very temporary now. I should do one at a time so I don't get the polarity wrong. I can't wait for everybody to tell me all the things I did wrong here. You shouldn't use a torch to heat. You should use a heat gun. You should rub two sticks together to create friction.
Losers always whine about their vest.
Sounded like Sean Connery.
Really? May he rest in peace. Okay, a couple zip ties. Call it a day. Let's go for a drive. So I say, as a test, because who doesn't love science, let's run it without the fuse in, see what it does for temperature, then put the fuse in and see what it does for temperature.
Let's see if it drops. You
Yeah.
want to get it hot first. And
Hot-ish, yeah.
Okay.
And then see if it cools down quickly.
Okay.
Right there. The one that says coolant.
Oh.
What's the coolant doing anyway?
You're at 63. It went up 20 degrees.
Running great. Cold out though, so the fan might not do much.
It's climbing pretty well.
Is it?
Yeah, we're at 89, 90, 91.
I'll polish those rotors right up right now.
102. 104.
It's getting hot is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't like that. She got hot fast. Like really fast. That's even surprising for me.
Yeah, but maybe it had an air pocket too.
It's possible. The radiator's cold, Adrian. The rad hose is cold. Weird. Like everything is ice cold. The heater hoses are ice cold. It's full, but it's not coolant. Okay, what's going on? Like there's heat in the block, and that's about it. But there's none in the lower rad hose, none in the upper rad hose. So there's something wrong. I mean, like an air pocket would make sense. Should have vacuum filled it. Yeah, and then do you notice as soon as it hit like 107, it started running like shit?
Yeah.
And then these things, so LS computers have a fail safe in them that they start misfiring on purpose to prevent the engine from getting hot.
You're at 110. Go on.
I kind of just want to get it back to the shop so we can idle it there and see if we can bleed it or whatever. Like the engine's hot.
Yeah, it's at 113.
Actually a cool trick. We can toast all the way to our shop. There's no power steering and no power brakes. It's really irrelevant to the engine. We're there. The problem is that the heater core, it doesn't need the thermostat to open to get flow through it, and the heater core is not warm. Or the heater hoses. There's no coolant at all in the heater hoses, or no temperature at all.
Yeah.
So that tells me that it's not the thermostat, because the flow through the heater is irrelevant to the thermostat. Right? That's part of the loop to keep coolant circulating through the engine block so you don't get hot spots.
I mean, just the block temperature is 200 degrees Fahrenheit, so I mean, I'm inclined to believe it's not that far off.
Yeah.
Like, no coolant flow through the heater hoses, none through the rad hoses, like they're ice cold. Because like it doesn't even build pressure, Adrian. See? Like there's no pressure in the cap even. And it's full. Man, she heated up fast too, hey?
Yeah.
Like we went like 1 kilometer and it was 110 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it was nutty.
Yeah, that's no bueno. The water pump's good. Well, I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. The water pump's spinning. It might not be good, but I mean, how often do water pumps honestly fail? This might be one. It's right there. And it's plugged in. Here's one of the steam hoses right here. It's like this metal spider thing. Right there.
Okay.
But like, it's fucking hot. Yeah, it got hot. So either the block's full of fucking air. I mean, I could take that sensor off and see. Maybe that hurt too. Not a drop of coolant came out with that. So that would explain why the radiator filled up so fast, as the block's bone dry right now. Should have vacuum filled it. So it's just in a steam pocket. It's really bad for it, actually. And I'm gonna pull this upper rad hose off and try to fill the engine. Never had to do this before. I've seen this done, like I've seen some old redneck people, like old hot rod people, fill through the upper rad hose. There's a guy at the dealership that I worked at. He had a G van, just like our Savannah van, Duramax, and he filled the cooling system up through the blue upper rad hose and told that to the service advisor. And I'm like, blue upper rad hose? That's a charged air duct. He filled his engine to the lid with coolant. It was seized. He hydraulicked it. I think this is gonna fix our problem right here. I'm just gonna back it to the, or I should close that. I'm just gonna back it up to the hose so we can give her a back.
Yeah.
Seems like it's misfiring.
Yeah, it does. It's at 72 only.
Definitely misfiring now. Can't win.
So what are you doing?
It's misfiring really badly. So it might still have the code in it for overheat that makes it misfire, which it doesn't, but I'm gonna clear the codes anyway, I guess. So that doesn't really help us, but she's misfiring really badly right now. So it's kind of stupid to keep going, but here we go. Okay, it's at 107 degrees already.
Should we put the fan on?
Yeah, we're gonna put the fan on right now, I guess. And engage. This is the thing she does where she runs like garbage. Going down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Runs like ass.
103.
So it's like bittersweet. Look at it, it's way
Yeah,
down.
it's way. Stay cold with the fan
we can park it now, I think.
I assume we'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, so we learned some shit, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think today we're gonna call that a win. Cooling fan works like a charm. Like it went from 107 down to 91 degrees, so thermostat temperature just like that. That's awesome. Misfires, I don't understand yet, but the thing rips. Like when it's running right, this thing smokes the tires, which is kind of cool. So I think we're gonna come back tomorrow. I think we're gonna revisit it, try to discern the misfire, and we'll bring you guys along.
One day later.
So we got two surprises today. Nature greeted us with a fresh dumping of snow, small dumping, and this thing's leaking coolant. Not sure where it's leaking from.